computer. Okay. So let me go back.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. Sorry, I'm supposed to record this. All right. So the first part, I talk about the easy application that we normally see on LinkedIn. So the ideal way to go about it is that once you see an easy application on LinkedIn, just try and click on the organization. Don't bother yourself to apply. Just click on the organization that is looking for people they want to hire. Just click on the organization and go straight to their job page. Once you go to their job page, you will see if they are currently hiring. And so sometimes you could see that they will list on-site, off-site, and you could be able to select the one you want to apply for. And sometimes most of their, because it's coming from their page directly, they will have a website link that will take you directly, okay, to their website. They have a link that will take you directly on their website. Instead of using that short form, there's most of us might know the easy apply LinkedIn. Once you just click on the easy apply on LinkedIn, you will see that it's just like a short form where they will ask your name, your details, and they will also ask about your resume, to upload your resume, how many years of experience do you have, and the rest of them. And once you just apply, and that's all. Most often you won't get any feedback and anything. So it's better to just go to the company organization page on the LinkedIn and go to the job search. And once you go to the job search, you will know if the company is hiring at that moment, and if the job they have that moment, if it's something you want to apply for. Okay, I think that's what I talk about on the first slide. Okay, so on the second slide, sorry, I think sorry, I think our guest is trying to reach out to me. Please let me. Please just give me a few minutes so that I can know maybe he's still going to join us.
While we wait, can I just share a few things?
Okay, sir.
Can you hear me?
We can.
Oh, okay.
I can.
Okay. So let me just share my screen. So I just hope I can. Let me just see. Okay, I can't. I need to
All right, the good news, I think our guest is going to join us.
Oh, that's
we should give him 5 minutes. Sorry.
okay.
Okay, so Toby, Tosin, you want to share something, so you can go ahead.
Yes, can you
okay,
make me
allow you to
enable,
yeah,
allow me?
Yeah, let me do that right. Post. Okay, I think you should have access now.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. So I would just like to share with you my LinkedIn profile. I know it's not perfect, but it's something that you can also maybe get some one or two tips from while you are working on yours. So this is how my LinkedIn profile is. I have my name, And this actually is a kind of heading that people will see once they search for you. So it's important that you put the things that are most important. Yeah. The first things you think somebody needs to know about you. If you are open for a role, if you are like whatever skill that you think will attract a potential employer. So another thing I think would also help, though I'm not very sure, is the verification part. You can verify yourself on LinkedIn. LinkedIn claims that it improves your chances of being seen. So you can also work on that. I think this okay, this is where you get the verification. You can add verification. I've done mine. So I'm a student of Driving University, and I've also verified myself using the government ID, my passport. So if anybody checks, it kind of indicates, kind of shows how credible you are. Another thing I would like to share is your about. Yes, the about section. You need to put something there. This is what I could think of, but you could also look for something better that explains who you are to a potential client. Services, you could indicate some services you could offer, which is, and one important thing as well is that after creating your LinkedIn profile, you need to be active. Being active will go a long way to, make people aware of you. Think of LinkedIn profile as maybe your kiosk in the market. You want people to know what you are selling. So that's actually why you are there. So you need to um, share posts of things that align with what you want people to, um, know or when they see you. So if you're into tech, you can maybe retweet some tech-related posts, share some of your learning. Like you're on a project now, you can share it on your LinkedIn profile. Like, oh, I'm currently working on a client's project. I'm trying to do so, maybe working on the social media part of it. And it has been a wonderful learning experience. I'll keep you updated or something like that, and keep the conversation going. It's really help to, let people know what you're into. And if there are potential opportunities, you would also get to know about it. So these are my activities. And another section that is very important is the experience part. You need to list your experience, what you're doing or what you have done, where you've worked. And one important thing is that not just listing it, you also need to include description of what it is. I'm trying to see how I can edit this. Okay, so you can edit. Let me just show you one of mine. Though I've not updated everything, this is a good example of how it should look like. So where I worked, from when to when, and this place is very important. It also helps you when it comes to searching, or when people search for certain things on LinkedIn. So when you put in some of the things, it kind of recommends you. And there's another portion. Okay, I think let me go back. Education is also equally as important. You can update, make sure you keep that updated, and also include the description as well. Licenses, you can add as many licenses that you feel you have that is relevant to the kind of job you want to get or what you want to be known for. List as many as you can there. So, and okay, you can also include volunteering experiences and skills. You can associate it to some of the educational institution you've attended and work experience you've gained. So for example, this is deployment strategies, which I linked to my experience at RBDC and BYU Idaho, and a course I took at Udacity. So, and also recommendation. You can also seek recommendation from people. Maybe you worked on a team together, like you're in a team now. You can seek recommendation from your project manager, maybe your colleague, and add it to your profile. It will really, and you can also give recommendation to others as well. So that's one thing. Another thing I just wish to share before the resource person gets in is that when it comes to job employment, there's actually something I learned. I also learned it on YouTube, which I feel it's something that could be of benefit to you. Aside the job section, where you get the jobs on LinkedIn, some people post job vacancies on their profile instead of posting it here. So there are ways you can also search for that. You can use this method called binary search to search for it. Like, okay, for example, if I want to search for maybe a role of a virtual assistant in Nigeria, I can just use binary search and in quotation marks type virtual assistants. And I can just put IRN. So I want to see those are
Hello.
IRN. Can you hear me?
Roger.
Okay. IRN, can you see my screen?
Yes, please.
Okay. And maybe I also want to put Nigeria. I want to show that it brings only result that meets this particular requirements. So I can just put Nigeria. Okay, so let's see. It's showing me nothing. That's because I have a lot of requirements. Let's kind of streamline it. Let's remove this. Let's move Nigeria. Possibly there are not people looking for virtual assistants in Nigeria. Okay, so let's see. Oh, sorry, I think I made a mistake. IRN. Good. So you can see people that posted this role, just like we will, and they're IRN. And this is just 7 hours ago. This is somebody's just talking about IRN virtual assistant. Yes. And use a virtual, okay. People talking about virtual assistant and IRN. You could also come across people that actually IRN on their profile as well. Just like you can use these keywords and this conjunction like and to find you can be creative about it. You can use all as well, just like so. That's one thing I would like to share.
Yeah, thank you, Tosin. You still continue to share your screen. I just want to add some things to it. Okay. Can you can you scroll up?
Okay. My profile?
Yes, go back to your profile.
Okay, so okay.
All right. Now, one of the important key thing we need to also take note is that your resume profile needs to be very well detailed. The first key aspect is your picture. Okay. If you can look at Oluwatosin Ogufile picture right now, you could see that clearly 60% of his face is showing. Not blurry picture. The background is well lit, well good. And so any recruiter who want to see Ogunfile Oluwatosin right now could clearly see him and view his picture. Very, very good. So please and please, your resume picture should be very, very good. I'll try as much as possible to have at least clearly 60% of your face being shown, at least above about 40% of your shoulder, above your shoulder a little bit. And so you could use this to also tweak your resume profile picture. So that's very, very important. Now, another key aspect that I also want to mention is the headline. Okay. Now, if you look at Oluwatosin headline, it stated little information that would attract the recruiter. Okay. So the first key aspect is you should have a role. You should at least include a role you are looking for on your headline. Now, for Oluwatosin Ogufile, you could see that one of the first one is cloud sales engineer. Very short, powerful, and strong. Direct. That's the first rule. So if you are looking for, if the recruiter is looking for cloud sales engineer or cloud sales rep or cloud sales administrator and the rest of them, at least this really shows that this is what Oluwatosin is doing and looking for. And so, two, the core skills. Your headlines should show some little core skills that you have. Oluwatosin is mentor like GMS and a professional cloud architect. That also shows some of the core skills are related with certificates and courses. As you can see, he has a GCP in professional cloud architect. So that means he has a certificate to back it up. Not just I have the skill or I have the knowledge, but I also have certificate, okay, to back this up. Okay, so those are the three things on our headline. First, you should make sure that it highlights the role you are looking for, you are seeking, include the core skills, that you have, and also make sure that you include the courses or particular professional certificate added on your headline. At least that will be the first. The second thing the recruiter or the organization who want to come and see your profile will want to look at. Okay, then make sure that you also check your about section. Can you scroll down a little bit, Tosin?
Okay.
Just make it very simple, or talk about it should just be a clear message. You can include a bit of experience of what you are looking for, or what you are currently doing, or what you want to offer. Okay, so you can also include that on your LinkedIn about section. You don't have to, I'll see a couple of people about section that you will see about 1 to 2 paragraphs, 3 paragraphs, 5 paragraphs, and the rest of them with bullet point. Just make it simple. It's going to be very clear. Let it be very clear, simple, and direct. And make sure it's aligned with your headlines. Make sure the information that you are putting on your about section, it perfectly align with your headline. So it will correlate, just like you just want to expand a little bit of what you have on your headline. Basically, it could be your experience, number of years you have worked in that area, or could be what you are looking for, or could be the kind of skill set you have and the rest of them. So that's another area I just want us to take note that organization, recruiter, and the rest of them, out there, they don't usually take much time to start looking, everything. But then the key aspect, they will just first, focus on your headshot, your picture, your about section, your headlines. Once they see that it's good, that's okay for them. And so before some of them could now say, okay, let me just look a bit to your educational, of course, you have those on your resume or your CV, okay? But then they still want to see your professional background and the rest of them. So it's better you just make it simple. And just like you said too, on your work experience, you can go down. You could see that he was able to add little details of what the experience he had in those experience, like the cloud sales engineer. If you go down and the rest of them, you could see some of the details, technicians, and the rest. So you can also include that, which will make your resume, your LinkedIn profile to stand out a little bit. So you could include that on your LinkedIn profile. So that's a bit of what I said I will also want to include on your resume. I'm sorry,
Okay.
LinkedIn.
Okay.
Sorry.
So one other thing I would like to talk about, thank you, Timlane, is this public profile URL. When you create your URL, your LinkedIn profile newly, you would find out that this part of the link URL will contain some numbers and rest. It's much better to make it neater by removing those things. You can always edit it to suit what you want, because you're going to copy this and maybe post it on your on your um on your resume as well. So it's will be neater, maybe making it something short, maybe Tosin Gufule or Tosin Gufule, just like I did mine, without those numbers, hyphen, and the rest of it. So that's one other thing that came to mind.
Okay, I think our guest is here. So since we are focusing on LinkedIn, I think let's hear from him so that I can also train us a little bit about LinkedIn profile. He's a coach, and so most of us might know him. His name is Charles Craxton. So let's welcome Charles Craxton, who is going to take us a little bit on LinkedIn, a bit maybe next week. We'll take a look at resume properly and CV. Okay, Craxton, are you here, Charles?
Can I unshare my screen now?
Yes, you can. You can do that.
Hello, I'm here. Thank you. Thank you for that. Sorry for being a bit late. I think he's told you everything, so
Yeah.
I appreciate that. Yeah. Thank you. So yeah, we get right into it, but I'll introduce myself a bit. As he said, Michael said, I'm Charles Cranston. I'm from Ghana. I have a kind of a long history with my pathway. Some of you may know me already. I started off as a mentor, and I think some of you here are mentors. I was one of the first mentors to pilot the mentoring program. After that, during that time too, I was working with Family Search International as a quality assurance specialist. And so, right, I just before I was a year as a mentor, I was promoted to be a career coach to work with the new career development department. Well, as a mentor, just back a bit, I helped build a lot of things in the mentoring department, the mentoring portal, and many things I was engaged in that. And in the career coaching space, that's career development department, was a new department. I was the first career coach ever hired through GMS or Bloom to serve your pathway students. So still, it's a development that we are building. They were building. I helped build everything. We never actually really did the coaching as we should, because we are focusing on building the new department, the resources about the career coach hub, a lot of things. Then I was promoted again. Yeah. But generally, now I'm a talent acquisition specialist with Global Money Services. So that's kind of a bit about myself. I love mentoring and coaching. So I've had a lot of people prepare for their resumes and things like that. And a few highlights. Maybe I can start sharing my screen. Some of you may two or one. Okay. So some of you may be familiar with what's on your screen now. Am I on the screen now or not yet?
It's still low.
It's still loading. Okay.
Yep, it's still loading.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, I think.
In my screen.
Yeah, it has come.
Okay. Okay. So let me bring that up again. Okay. So this is me. I've been featured in a couple places. BI Party, have BI Party Bless My Life in the Liahona, I guess 2022. On my journey through LinkedIn, it was my first LinkedIn article, which was posted and featured in the PC 102 course, the blog version. So those who have done the blog version of PC 102 might have seen my LinkedIn article being attached to the course. Yes, and we have Student Spotlight, a short documentary about me, BI Pathway in Education. There's a documentary about BI Pathways and how it has blessed students' lives. I was featured in that. You can watch that on YouTube. And BI Pathway recently wrote an article titled Improve Your LinkedIn, Improve Your Life. And they featured me, what some of the practices I did and everything. They took it from my journey through LinkedIn article to create this article. And the last part is the rod experience. So the rod experience is about the iron rod in the Book of Mormon, and they wanted to do a demonstration, a little thing. So they asked students from around the world to share, to have their voice in. So you see a lot of people's voice, and then I was part of it. That's a little bit about me. So today I wanted to focus on LinkedIn, as we've been talking about LinkedIn. So a lot of things has been shared about LinkedIn already, so I don't have to talk too much. So I created this as a career coach. I help build webinar content for BI Pathway. Okay, and this is one of them. So it's, well, you are fortunate to have me share it here. Although generally, I don't know where I should share this even. Okay, I think, yeah. Okay, so I'll use this, but don't worry, it's my own work. It seems like I borrowed it from VI Pathway, but I built the content, so. Hold on. Okay, I hope you can see it now. Hello, can you see my screen?
Yes,
Okay, so this one about good webinar content. So today I'll be focusing on LinkedIn profile optimization. When my hold on, I want to see how many minutes I have so that Michael, can you text that to me in our chat so that I'll be time bound? Okay, so this is what we'll be focused on, and I believe we've all learned about LinkedIn already, and so I'm not going to focus so much time on that. But generally, LinkedIn is a professional networking platform for business and professionals. It also serves as a digital resume or a digital CV, and it reflects on someone's personal brand. And according to this survey, 93% of employers screen candidates on social media, including LinkedIn, and 43 of them are put up by what they see. So generally, almost any employer you apply for jobs with, they search you on LinkedIn, okay? And 43%, that means 43% of the time, people don't put the right information on LinkedIn. So it puts hires off. It's very important to craft your LinkedIn profile well. Okay. So, like you said, 71% higher chance of getting a job interview. So if you have a good LinkedIn profile, already you have an upper hand. Okay, so these are some of the benefits of using LinkedIn. You can read it out loud or you can read it yourself because of time, but you generally know about these things. So I'm not going to spend too much time going into them. Okay. Okay. So now let's talk about how to optimize your LinkedIn profile. Now, just to throw a question to some of you, maybe just one or two people, can you tell me what you think right now you need to do to improve on your LinkedIn profile? I know they've shared a few things already, so that will make the work simple. Maybe just one person. Can you just tell me what you think you kindly need to do to your LinkedIn profile? And
Can I say
please,
something?
yes, please.
Okay, my name is Lazarus Obioma. I think personally, having seen this, I think I have to go back and improve my work experience section of my LinkedIn profile. Work experience section, very important, and also the headings. The headings. I
Okay,
learned a lot about how important it is. The headings, the about
okay,
section, work
okay. Thank
experience.
you. Because of time, we move to the next person. Okay. Oh, thank you very much. There's someone. Okay, the hand is down now. Okay, Elder Okananwa. Okay, please.
Yeah, hi Charles. So this is
Hello. You've met.
Okanamachi Dozie Joseph. So for me, I feel I need to improve my the picture on my DP on
Okay.
my LinkedIn profile. Yeah.
Okay. Great. Thank you. You end here. So now the rest of you, I want you to write down what you think you need to improve currently. Okay. Jot it somewhere. And then let's see what else you might add to that. Baba, we see your hand up. If you don't have any question, can you drop your hand now so that when you actually have your hands raised, we will know. Please, Ali Baba, something like that.
Yeah, I'm here. I'm here.
Okay. All right, thank you. So let's go ahead. Okay, so now the name on your profile, let's start with this basic information. I
Oh, I
had to
don't.
include it when I was creating this presentation because a lot of people don't even spell their name correctly on their LinkedIn profile. It may be correct, but sometimes the format is not a proper noun. And so it shows how you may not be detail oriented if you are someone like that. It puts me off your own name. So all of you, as we are doing this exercise, I want you all to open your LinkedIn, probably on your phone, and as we follow along. Okay, so check your full name, make sure it's your legal full name or a professional name, not a nickname. Professional name is when maybe professional, they are called Professor something, or your stage name, a professional with a specific name. Okay, so let's be consistent. The next thing they talked about that already, that's the headline. Basically, you should use you should use what we call the big three. Industry keywords, your role or a role you are looking for, and your unique skills and accomplishments. As you can see down here, something that's kind of catchy, they think people would want to see. Okay. Preferably, you would want to use this vertical bars to divide them. Some people use the forward, what do you call it? Forward align.
Slash.
Is that it? Yeah, forward slash, that's right. Yeah, forward slash. But usually I prefer this vertical bar. It makes it, the forward slash sometimes it tilts towards the other word, and so it feels like it's together. So this one makes there's enough room. Some people also do the vertical slash 2. I think it's also a bit loud. If you just do one, it'll be okay. Again, you have to test one part. You have to test and see how your profile performs. Sometimes when you update to a certain headline, you study the views, you know, almost every day or whatever, you hear, okay, you've gotten this number of profile views. So if you think your views are going down, you change to something else, because this and your name are always attached to your name everywhere. Even if your picture doesn't show, what the two main things that always show is your name and your headline, and then your picture. These three, like when you're commenting on someone's post. So your headline is very powerful. It determines if someone watches your profile or not. If someone is just scrolling and they need the coaching, they'll just replying to someone, they see, oh, a career coach, great. Why don't I check him out? No, they didn't even look at open my profile, but that made them see. Okay, and so this alone can help you get a lot of views. I typically get between 300 to 400 views every 60 days, within a period of 60 days. So if you divide that into 2 or 90 days, okay, so that's like 3 months, right? You divide that into 3, that's giving you about 100 profile views a month. Okay, all right. So background and profile picture, and they've talked a lot about this already, so I'm not going to focus so much on that. But it should be something that communicates your personal brand, especially your background. And what I put there, simply my background communicates like networking or something like that. You can also use that to, people put there like the expertise or services. If you're a virtual assistant, you want to put that there. Things like that. Profile picture, we already talked about that, so I'll not spend a lot of time on that. Okay, industry. Now this I'll focus on that. Industry is a back-end feature that lets you specify the industry you work in or are interested in. Now this part, usually people don't update it because you don't see it on your profile, and people who see your profile also don't see it. And so people usually don't. And it's it's probably the main thing that draws people's profile down. You can do everything you want to tailor your resume, your LinkedIn profile to give you more visibility, but that can be the one that industry feature would, it's generally what LinkedIn uses to recommend you to people and job opportunities in your industry. So for example, maybe when I started off with Farm Research as a quality assurance auditor, so when I was creating my account first, I put that there. Okay, now when I changed my profile, now I'm a career coach, but I didn't update this, but on my profile, everything says career coach, everything is tailored towards career coaching, or maybe tailored towards virtual assistants. But when I created my account first, the industry, I said it was maybe like data entry, for example. And this is the main information LinkedIn is going to use to show you to people or jobs or whatever. And so please take note of that. To edit this on your profile, I showed you a guide. First step, you click on this pencil sign where your name is. And then you scroll down, you see your name, you change your name and everything. You scroll down to edit intro. And on the industry level, you change it. So it's a back-end feature. Please, let's all go and check. You'll be surprised what was there. When you check, someone may check it now. At the end, I may give you time, 1 or 2 people to share what they found, if it's relevant to their current career needs or goals or things like that. Okay, so let's check that. Just this feature has helped over 300,000 people each week to appear in search results. And recruiters search by industry. Maybe you are a virtual assistant. So recruiters search, I want virtual assistants from Africa, for example. LinkedIn is going to focus more on this to bring your result, but maybe what is there is like a nurse or something. So I think you get what I mean. I can't emphasize that enough. Okay, now location. LinkedIn uses this data to also help you connect with people and job opportunities in your area. Let's see the stats. those who just add their country get up to 19 times profile views, just your country alone. And I see people just leave it there. And those who add their city as well get up to 23 times more views. So check your profile. Some people don't have your city. So check if your city is there. If it is, put it there. If it's not, put it there. Okay, don't just put the count. And sometimes just make it wide. Don't make it maybe your little town, because sometimes recruiters search by location, specific location. So make it wide, maybe your state or maybe your, yeah, something like that, right? So that it's a bit wider. Okay, now your about section, formerly known as summary. It should concisely speak to your motivation, unique skills, and experience. You have to use relevant words to your industry or the words you use. So as we are crafting that, focus more on words that are tailored to your industry, because again, LinkedIn is going to use all these things to determine if you be the right match. So if you're virtual assistants, use words like virtual assistant words, tools that virtual assistants will use, things like that, industry keywords. So you can search on Google, what are industry keywords for title, word. And then you see some of these words and you try to spread them out in your summary or about. Yeah, so this is the format you could use. So you could talk about who you are, not your name. Don't start by mentioning your name. Your name is already up there. It's not necessary. So then talk about what you do, why you do what you do matters. And sometimes when you attach a reason to what you're saying, that's what makes it powerful. Not just you saying it, but I do this because I want to impact the world. I want to change this industry. I want to da-da-da-da. You add what you call an emotional attachment to what you're saying. And that's what people are drawn to, that emotional attachment and connection. Okay. Your about session should be at least 40 words. People just write something little, or some people don't even have about session at all. Now, mind you, the less you write, what it communicates to recruiters is that, one, you don't like writing. Two, you're not detailed oriented. I wouldn't want to hire you for some attentive to detail jobs, especially now in our world and especially in our African continent, we don't like writing at all. And so that's an easy way for me to know who you are. Okay, so if you don't have anything there, or if it's just something little, one sentence, two sentences, I know you're probably not detailed oriented. You don't have the time to sit down and write. It shouldn't be too long as well. I'd say between 3 paragraphs is okay. It's too long, and don't space it out too much. I see people, because they want to cover a large space, they write one line and they leave one space, one line. They're wasting our time. Okay, and bring what will catch the people more first, because people may not always read to the bottom, the end. So the catchy part, you bring it first. You see this about like what we started, the mission, what this person wants to do, da-da-da-da. Okay. Featured. There's a feature called featured on LinkedIn. This is an option on LinkedIn that allows you to showcase and highlight specific content, post, article, links, or media on your LinkedIn profile. So maybe you have specific posts you posted and you want people to see that whenever they come to your LinkedIn profile, you click on the on featured. Let me see where you might see that feature. Okay, maybe as we go for it, I'll show you where to. But on your LinkedIn profile, you see add section. When you see the add section, you click on add section, you scroll, you see the recommended, additional section, whatever. Click on some of them, you see featured. Now it helps you, maybe, for example, you see this was a post, this here. I posted about how I have gotten 726 profile views. Okay, I posted this on LinkedIn. I want it to be something that everyone will see as soon as they get to my profile. So it's on the featured. Also, when my article was featured in PC 102, I posted on LinkedIn about it with the screenshots of that. As you can see here, and it's attached on my featured section. So anyone that comes there can see it. Also, you can put like, that's the post. So this example of post, one is a post, one was an article. You can also put like your resume there on maybe award things. It doesn't always have to be a post. Okay. Yeah. So work experience. Now, when you want to start your work experience, some people I see, they just put the work, the date, and nothing, no background information. Now, what you should know is that your LinkedIn profile is not a resume. It is, as some people say, no, but it's a resume. Yes, but it's a CV. And there are two differences. A resume, the meaning of resume in French means summary. Okay, that means something short about your background. That's why a resume, we'll learn more about that in the next session with me. But a resume should consist of just one page and maximum two, but usually for entry-level roles, just one. Even if you have 1,000 roles, only bring the most relevant roles, which is usually 1 to 2 or 1 to 3 or 1 to 3. But a CV, curriculum vitae, is in Latin and it means generally one's life history. So that means everything about you. So when we say CV, literally you can include everything. Could be as many pages as you want, usually between anywhere to like 12 pages. So a LinkedIn profile is more like a CV. So you need to include as much information as possible and as almost every row as possible. And so in your experience section, we want you to be as detailed as possible, okay? So don't just put the work there. Yeah, if the company is not well known, as some of you may see on my LinkedIn profile, I always give a little bit of an overview. I suggest 1 to 2 sentences, give an overview. Maybe if it's a company that does something that's not popularly known, you give a background information. Okay, this company does da 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 da. Then you go into the things you're doing. If it's Coca-Cola, we all know what Coca-Cola is about, right? But if it's a company that's not well known, and you can take inspiration from the company's website, maybe their mission or vision, and you put it there. And then here's just like what I'll teach you in how to craft a resume. You don't just list responsibilities on your LinkedIn profile. What we want you to do is to include the impact or result. So people say, as a web developer, I did this, I organized, maybe as a, okay, for example, maybe as a virtual assistant, I wrote emails, I scheduled meetings, I did that, I answered calls. That's not what we are interested in knowing. Because when I'm going to hire you, you probably will not be doing the exact same work. But what I'm interested in is the impact, the result of what you did. So every responsibility, you add the results, impact or change. So I could say, maybe as a virtual assistant, I arranged meetings and then add the impact so that my boss was always on time, or this was da da da. I always answered calls and picked and talked with customers and made them feel welcome, which increased our customer satisfaction by 20%, giving us the result. So when I'm going to hire you, I look at the result. Okay, we help them improve their customer satisfaction by 20%. Great. Maybe when I hire you, you bring that same result. So every responsibility you put there, put the result, impact or change caused by what you did. Okay. Now use first person narrative in short paragraphs in a story format. So use first person narrative. I did this, da, 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 da. Okay. Use industry keywords again and add at least 5 relevant skills. And the skills, as you see here, Some people don't put the skills there. So the skill should be attached to the role. Okay, and here, education. Now, education, again, it's you use the same guideline from the experience section. If the degree is not well known, or even if it is, preferably you use one or two sentences to give a background of that. Don't leave it blank. See a lot of people just they don't put anything. Person said da 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 da. And the easiest way to do this is to go to the UI Pathway website, under certificates and degrees. You see all the certificates and all the degrees. They give you a general overview of that, and then the outcomes. Okay, to use the general overview, you can put it up in the specific outcomes, and you tailor it. Don't just copy and paste. This is copy and paste, but you see the person tailored it to themselves and learned how to enhance my. Okay, and always use the action verbs first. We call it the action verbs. Okay, so when you use it, learned, enhanced, you use the verbs first, and you talk about impact and not just what you did or responsibilities. You are communicating. Okay, great. So now, volunteer experience. There are a lot of people who don't put anything in their volunteer experience. Actually, about 85% of recruiters consider volunteer experience as work experience. So a lot of people may have volunteer experience, but they don't see how important that is, and they leave it. But automatically or generally, the volunteer experience doesn't show on your LinkedIn profile. And so what you do is you click on the add profile section again, scroll down to additional section or whatever you see volunteer, you put there, again, the same format. If the company is not well known, or if you don't know the mission, you can always start with describing them like their mission, goal, strategy. Do not just list responsibilities, but results. Okay, again, in story format. Okay, you go to the skills. So, we have the skills section where there's drop skills. Use a robust set of skills that align with your industry or your role. So you can search them, things that you like, you have skills in, you put them there, link them to specific roles. So when you put the skill there, you have the option, where did you use those skills? Okay, you select. So you select based on the experiences you have. They'll show you, okay, this experience, and then you click, so that people have visibility on where you use them. For example, mentoring, I selected my other role, which is mentor and support agent, and they tell you the people that have endorsed you. And like Microsoft PowerPoint, I learn them or use them as a career coach and as a course developer with Skep. Okay, and as you can see, about 75 of hirers values the skill context. You add something, they understand the skills. And when you put skills, the relevant skills, you appear in 27 times more in search results and get 17 times more profile views. So some of you may not have skills there. Please put skills there. Skill endorsement. Tell friends, hey, endorse my skills. Typically, make sure the person really knows you. If the person is not a connection, they cannot endorse you. And if the person is also an expert in that skill, when they endorse you, it's valued more by LinkedIn. So sometimes I just tell people, anyone endorse me, let me also endorse you. That works. But also, if the person, like, for example, I passed an Excel skill assessment. So LinkedIn values that, or LinkedIn prioritizes my recommendation. If I recommend someone for Excel, it's okay, because you're an expert, you know what you're saying. Yeah, something like that. Also, you can switch the skills. Usually, LinkedIn shows the first 2 skills or 3 skills on your profile, and you can change and whichever up. So the more it stays up, the more you get recommendation because people see and they cannot scroll all the way down. So sometimes you get like 5 endorsements from there, you switch, you bring something else there so that it also get more endorsements. So recommendations, great. So look for like colleagues, like your work or school colleagues or instructors, teachers, mentors to recommend you. It strengthens your profile. When people see it, they also get to really trust what you're saying because we cannot fabricate information on our profiles, right? But if you put something, someone, an expert recommend you, it's prioritized. People believe it, right? So it's very good to let especially industry leaders we can try to be honest and don't just reach out to anyone. Some people reach out to me for recommendation. I don't know them anywhere, and I'll politely just say I'm sorry because they add I'll be adding my name to the recommendation, so I need to know you well enough. Okay, yeah. So that's generally it about that. So the additional sessions you can consider and did already when I got here, like profile, the profile URL, you can customize it. And here, just before I end, 67% of employers use social media to research potential candidates. Okay. And are unlikely to consider candidates without a social media presence. Now, some of you, because you've not worked on your LinkedIn profile well enough, when you're submitting your resume, you see sometimes the UI formats, there's a section that you drop your LinkedIn profile there. I see people removing it because I think my profile is not good, so I should remove it. Now, it will be hard for them to find you on social media or on LinkedIn, which about 21% of them are unlikely to consider you if they don't find you online. Okay, 7% will always be online, and 21% will not consider if they don't find you because they don't know how credible you are. So to make it easier for them to find you, always add your LinkedIn profile to your resume. And if you're not happy about your LinkedIn profile's outlook, then update it. Okay. And like I said here, you can edit it, customize it. Usually it comes with this randomized characters at the end, the original one. But on your profile, when you click here, you can customize it. Usually, typically, you just remove the extra numbers or you add something professional to it. Yeah. So that's generally it. So open to work is good to use that if you're really looking for a job. Over 3 million people have found work with the open to work tag on their profile. Now, there are two ways. There's some that when you do, everyone will see, and there's some that is back end. So if you're not maybe comfortable with everyone seeing that you're open to work, you can still do it. They wouldn't add this tag picture to your profile, but it will still be on the back end feature, like I told you about the industry. And LinkedIn will show your profile to a lot of recruiters, but no one will see that you are looking for work. So that's something you can also think about. Yeah, and that's all because my time is up. So generally now from what we've gone through, I'm sorry I had to be a bit quick, but I still touched on most of the most important information. Now, a few people, can you just share with me what you think you need to improve on your LinkedIn profile? Now, I have things that you knew you should work on or currently too. What do you think you should improve on your profile?
So, can you hear me?
Yeah, you can hear you.
Okay, so I actually thank you for your coaching and your advice and about this LinkedIn. So when you were talking, I quickly decided to look at the industry section, and I discovered that that was way different from what I'm actually doing. So I think I've already made an adjustment to it. So this will be my takeaway.
Francis, go ahead. And if you have already searched, tell me if your industry was the same. I'll be interested in it. You've not checked
Inside the
that yet.
industry. Yeah, so I think where we are coaching and other guys, I came to a realization about the headlines. But I've already made an adjustment to that. So I think I need to work on that also.
Great, great. Anyone else? I'm also more interested in the industry section. If anyone wants to also share industry, what they found. Okay, Skip. Oh, Ali Baba. Ali Baba, do you want to say something?
Yes, I want to say something.
Please go ahead.
Okay, so I just want to be honest because, I'm doing this course. It's called, it's an obvious course everyone knows. It's called Data Analytics with SCAP sponsored under the Google certification Coursera. And ever since I started that course, it's really has helped me to view the power of data, whether it's formal or informal, in my day-to-day life. And this is just what I want to share, using that as a backdrop. What I want to share in form of a question, especially to you, Charles Craxon, is this. I've been in search for maybe these jobs online for getting to like a year now. And I know there may be like one or two stuff that I might be doing that is not right, that I really need webinar and the seminar, which you just did right now. I found out a lot of stuff I really need to work on. But this is what I've been hearing from people, and I would want you to help me understand this because this is what I've been hearing. I've been hearing people always say to me that, listen, when you're a Nigerian and you're trying to apply for a job remotely online, and you can't get it because you're a Nigerian. And because you're a Nigerian, the tech market, as you're a data analyst, the tech market, a company in US will not employ you, they won't take you just because you're a Nigerian. They don't want Nigerians in. It's more of like a stereotyping tag. And it's not coming from one person, it's not coming from two people, it's not coming from 10 people, it's coming from a lot of
And
people. And some of them are
do you know why they say that? It's good to have the context.
Well, I really don't know why they say that. And if I'm to be honest with you, my head is empty on what to believe or what to expect. I've been trying to find someone who I can trust would give me an answer. And from the way you gave this seminar, I feel I can trust you to give me something reliable, something trustworthy, a reliable answer. That's why I felt confident enough to want to share it with you.
Okay, that's fine. Like I asked, I'm not really exactly sure why. You have to also ask these people, why are they not wanting to hire Nigerians? And then, when you want to find a solution or when you want to resolve a problem, you have to always first know the problem, the cause, and then try to be different. Maybe one thing I know generally is that affects the whole of Africa and beyond. It is accent, for example. So accent has been a barrier. Maybe it may be that because they feel it's harder for them to understand the Nigerian accent. So now when you find that problem, you start working on your accent, right? And we recognize the problem, even BI Pathway recognize that. And so those who are in the work study jobs at BI Pathway, if any of them are here, they'll tell you that BI Pathway has actually introduced a program called the English Chat Program. You meet a native English speaker who would talk to you one-on-one and help you improve your English accent and vocabulary, because they want to help students get a better job. Right now, they're just focused on the work study people because they don't have a lot of people to, a lot of native English speakers because they work with volunteers. So this could be one reason. So I want you to investigate this more and then find a solution to it. So that could be one, maybe two, maybe trust, for example. That is also across the whole Africa. So we have to find a way to, I wish there was more time I could share some of my experiences. Sometimes you just have to go out there, look for people and volunteer for them. You don't ask for money, or you don't ask for even a job, right? You find a problem. You look at this person, okay, I see that your company have a LinkedIn profile, like one short experience. Someone's company, an NGO actually, the founder came to me one time looking for maybe sponsors, things like that. I told him, unfortunately, I don't know. But I studied and I looked at them and I realized their company needs or his own LinkedIn profile needs some rebranding. So I told him, hey, this is what I can help you with. Let me help you rebrand your LinkedIn profile. I showed him the steps and your company. And he said, look, a few days later, why don't you come and join us? And we want you to work with us, either volunteer or anything. I said, sure. I joined them, They kept increasing the roles that I was with them, and now I'm the country director of the NGO. It was even hard for me to take that role. I wanted to just be international relationship manager. We work with international partners and all that. So I found a problem and I decided to help them for free. And everyone wants free help. And that's where you showcase your abilities for people to know what you can really do. When people don't know who you are and say, give me work, I'll pay you, it's hard for them to, because they don't know how well you perform. But if you go voluntarily helping people, that's where they get to see your skills. Yeah, so I hope that helps. Princess.
Yeah, good day, everyone. Yeah, I appreciate the updates that you guys have just talked about on the LinkedIn profile. Although I attended the previous one and I have worked on it, but then I think some cases I was having some hirers that are really looking out for me. And when I got to them, reach out to them as soon as they hear from Nigeria, they don't, I say, they are not looking for Nigerians, they are looking for somebody that's from the US. And another one I want to ask is that, as a BYU student, do we have a work permit as a student from BYU? Because they do ask this a lot, and I don't really have the clear ground. Sorry? Sorry? Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay, so I want to know, as a BYU student, do we really have a work that's permits to work in the US?
Good question. So as work permits, the answer is that it's an individual thing. It's just like you're going to apply for a work permit in the United States. No one can do that for you. So it's your responsibility to get a work permit if you want to get a United States work permit. However, sometimes it's by legal means. Some companies, even if you're not going to the United States to work remotely, some companies are required to ensure that the person has a US work permit. And to get that's only by legal means. Okay, so those people are asking because legally their company is bound by that restriction. And so for you, Princess, it is your responsibility you can request that by going to the US Embassy and saying you want a US work permit. You can research more on that on Google or something. I just want a US work permit. I'm not traveling to the United States. And I feel that's much easier to get than actually getting a US visa. And I think it could even be the next block, then maybe the next time you go for a US visa will be much easier. So yeah, that's it. Yeah. Moyo.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right. Thank you very much.
But before I continue, sorry, but Princess, some companies are not bound by that restriction. Okay. So some companies can hire like Bloom and a few like especially the recruitment agencies, because those recruitment agencies take care of all those legal means. You understand? So if a third party says, okay, I will hire you and then you work for this company, they take care of that. But if you are trying to work with a company directly, that's when they usually require that. Like Higher Mango gets people, and like Step Foundation gets people. And so with that, it's much easier because they take care of all the legal things. Just by the way.
Okay, sorry, thank you, but I just forgot. There is one other one I wanted to ask. That tagging as a work for the LinkedIn, that tag you have, there's one you can do, like you were saying, for public and for private. What is the
So
advantages of the,
so
what?
that's right. Yeah, I get it because of time. Let me just explain. So yeah, the advantage for it being public is everyone will see it. Your friends, any recruiter, if your friend knows any job around, they can help you get. But the disadvantage is that if you're working with a company already and you don't want them to know that, you don't want them to know you're looking for a new job or something. That's just by the way. Moyo,
Thank you.
sorry, my time is up, so I don't know, maybe I don't know. Just after that, I might have to
Yeah,
end or something. I see a
maybe
lot of
maybe
people
after
are dropping.
Moyo we can call it a day for this
Come
training.
again?
I think after Moyo,
Okay.
maybe we'll call off the training for today.
Yeah. Okay. Moyo.
Moyo, you can shoot.
All right. Thank you very much, Mr. Charles, for educating us extensively about how to create a profile, LinkedIn profile. So my question really is on, if you're still a student, what should you write on your profile? Should you say pursuing so, or pursuing this and this? What exactly should I put on my profile if I'm still starting? Hello?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Did you get my question?
Can you come again, please?
All right. So my question was,
Okay.
if you are still a student, what should you write on your profile? Should I write an aspiring and then mention the educational journey that I'm on, or is there any other way that I can do it?
Yes, to answer that, I think you know the particular skills and experience you already have. So, if it is data analytics, if it is social media marketing, so just go to your profile and make sure you indicate that on your profile, on your LinkedIn profile. So that will really help you to start building your personal professional brand on LinkedIn. So you know the one you want to work on, and you know the kind of particular job you are looking out for, and so you want the recruiter to hire you for. So just go in there and do those changes on your LinkedIn.
All right. Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you. Okay. Odiambo Brain. That will be our last question for today. You can go ahead.
Thank you for the chance. So I just wanted to ask concerning the LinkedIn optimization. So let's say, for example, you are doing two courses. For my case, I'm doing data science and I'm doing business administration at UIW. So when you want to write them, do you put both of them or you just write one, leave the other one?
Okay, you can just start with your priority, the one you know you want to showcase, and the one you have confidence in. I mostly advise that you should pick the one you are currently using or you are familiar with, the one you know that, okay, when maybe a client or organization reach out to you, you could easily do it. I think that would be your first priority. It's not necessary for you to add, a lot of skills, lot of, experience. You could just focus on one first. maybe as time goes on, you could add those ones to it, you understand? So I feel it's better to focus on one, and so that will really, improve your chances in getting job or opportunity out there. And if you look at what Kraft
Okay.
said, that industrial part, once you include that particular role you are looking for in the industry part, the LinkedIn automatically look for job within that area for you and recommend it. I don't know, maybe some of you are using that industry tools part. I use that a lot. So most times I get a job recommendation or job letter that, okay, this job is available for IT support, project management, and the rest of them. So once I see that, I can click on that job role and look at the responsibility and the rest of them. And if I want to apply, if it is on site and if it is hybrid, if it is remote, I can easily apply immediately. So just include that on that industry part, and it will help you to filter out the LinkedIn will make recommendation on those kind of job when they are available on LinkedIn. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
All right. Thank you, everyone. I think this is the end of this work readiness. I'm happy that we were able to learn a lot from Charles Clarkson. It has been a very, very wonderful learning experience for me, and I hope it's the same for every one of us. So next week, we are still going to continue our work readiness. So you have the link. It's going to be 1 hour, 13 minutes. Sorry, we kind of start late, but please bear with us. I hope we really enjoy it and we able to gain 1 or 2 things to improve on. See, one thing I just want to share is that our resume should be very, very detailed, well prepared, because that's where we, showcase our professional brand. And so organizations out there are going out to look at our resume, our LinkedIn rather, our LinkedIn first. Organizations look at our professional LinkedIn first. And so when they see that we are professional enough and they see that we have those quality skills and experience, they could easily reach out to us. So please, let's make sure that we optimize our LinkedIn and include all the key area aspects that Craftsman Charles has been able to discuss with us today, which will really, really help us. I just want to say thank you all. And so we'll still meet next week and to learn 1 or 2 things. I think next week will be about resume and CV. So you can also try and look at our resume and CV and start looking at what we could also learn from it or change or make research on and get prepared for the work readiness next week. So thank you so much and have a nice weekend. Bye.
Bye,
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.